have a seat on your mat. If cross-legged works for you, come into a cross-legged position. Just close the eyes. That first minute at the very start of class, where you're offered the opportunity to set aside anything else that you need to do today and dedicate the next 1 hour to your overall wellness. Physical health, mental health. And if you'd like to take a little bit more of an interactive approach to your practice today, then I'd invite you to call to mind a concept that for you is symbolic or representative of course, our beautiful country, Canada. Some words that come to mind. So I'll be weaving that thread of strong and calm and free throughout today's practice. But other words that came to mind when I was thinking about it were, compassion, generosity, resilience, friendliness, community, strength, all sorts of words. So if you would just call to mind a word that is representative, the first word maybe that comes to mind for you, and sit with it for just a second, not in a analytical fashion, but more feeling the word kind of in your heart center. Try to calm that thinking mind and just establish a sensation of how it feels to embody the concept that will be symbolic of your class. I really like this element of pride, because you can notice almost immediately how shifting your posture impacts the body in a way that enables you to feel proud. Lifting the heart center, for example, broadening through the collarbones towards the outer shoulders. You can relax the shoulders away from the ears. Draw the chin away from the chest and imagine that you have your 2 fingers, peace fingers, but side by side on the chin, and guide your chin straight back. That's actually where the head should be aligned to bring the ears over the shoulders. Maybe lean slightly back to bring the shoulders over your hips. As you inhale, draw the lower belly in and up, connecting with core strength. And as you exhale, allow the shoulder blades to descend, the lower back to lengthen out. Breathing in, draw the belly in and up. And exhale, allow any tightness or tension through the neck and shoulders to melt away. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 4. So in the Western world, we tend to take a more compartmentalized approach to the body, but in yoga, the body and mind are intertwined. You can't separate the two. So by creating that mobile, free physical body, it's an entry point into a calm and peaceful state of mind. Take an inhale, lift from the crown, lift from the highest points of the ears, and as you exhale, round your spine, draw the chin to the chest, let the shoulders round forward, bring a stretch. And through the space between the shoulder blades, your rhomboids. Inhale and draw the chest through the arms, lift your heart center. Exhale, round out the spine, chin to chest, push the knees forward into the hands. One more, breathing in, a baby back bend. And exhale, exhale, exhale into spinal rotations. Draw the torso forward over the thighs. Start to awaken your postural muscles, muscles in and around the spine, but also the shoulders. You can change the direction. Maybe there's a place in the body that feels tight first thing in the morning when you get up. Bring some awareness there. Allow the rotations to get smaller and smaller and smaller. Circle back to center and stack one vertebra on top of the next. Take a deep breath in, sit tall. Hold the breath without shrugging the shoulders. Draw the chin back. And slowly and patiently exhale. Exhale. Empty the lungs. And allow the breath to find a natural rhythm. Open the eyes, uncross the legs, come onto all four, tabletop. Spread out the fingers, either beyond the tops of the feet or toes turned under. Take an inhale, baby back bend, arching. Then exhale, chin to chest, push forward with the hands. Breathing in, lift the sitting bones up, press the belly towards the floor. Exhale, round out the spine. Take 2 more breaths on your own. And come to a flat back. Draw the belly in, extend your left leg, point the toes. Draw the front ribs back, squeeze your belly as though you're about to cough or sneeze. Press your heel towards the wall behind you. Notice the difference in the muscles that activate to change the position of the foot. Keep pressing through the heels, stretch the right arm forward. Turn your thumb to face the sky, lift the arm a little bit higher using your rear deltoids, the backs of the shoulders. Take 1 more breath in and exhale, hand and knee to the floor. Baby back bend, breathe in. Round out your spine, exhale, empty the lungs, pull the belly in tight. Come back to center. Draw the navel to the spine, draw the front ribs back, push through the right heel, point the toes. Reach the left arm forward, rotate your palm to face the midline of the mat. The thumb lifts up. Point the toes to the floor, press back through the heel, hook the mat with your right hand. Another breath in. And exhale to lower. 1 cat-cow, breathing in. Exhale, round your spine, exhale. Pick your knees up off the mat and walk back to your feet. So entering into that forward fold in a slightly different way. Come to Uttanasana, take a deep bend in the knees, opposite hand to elbow, and just allow the torso to flow forward over the thighs. And you might think about the importance of water in our grand country, the practice of flow yoga, which is what we're practicing, where each posture blends into the next. And release the arms, draw the belly in, and round up 1 vertebra at a time. Roll the shoulders back and down. Lift the arms up. Stretch them overhead with your right hand. Take your left wrist and hinge to the right. So on this note of water, it's incredibly powerful. Even 1 drop every second over a period of time, it is said, can wear down a rock. Just rubbing against it. Persistence. Come back up through center. Inhale, change hands, and exhale over to the left. But I hadn't known about this, even if you were swimming, once you get down a certain amount beneath the water, it's like, I can't remember the number, but enough to keep you beneath the surface. Inhale, come back to center. Release the arms behind your back, roll your shoulders back and down and lift the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades together and fold forward over the legs. Lift your arms up. Look at the wall behind you. Nod the head yes and no. And slide the hands down the backs of the legs. Draw yourself into that deeper forward fold. Stretch through the hamstrings. And walk your way forward to downward dog, holding only for 2 breaths. And we'll step to the top of the mat. Once you get there, lift halfway up and fold forward with the exhale. Bring your hands to the upper thighs. Press into your legs. Inhale, come on up. Send the hips forward. Exhale. Lift your heart center. Keep pressing the hips forward. And return to neutral. Bring the hands to the heart center. Take a big step back with the right leg. Actually, it doesn't really matter as long as you can turn to face the long edge of the mat. And align the front knee over the ankle or less if you don't want to work quite that hard. Try to bring the weight into your front heel. So there's this feeling of sinking as opposed to engaging that front thigh. See if by aligning the knee over the ankle, you can bring a little bit of softness, a little less muscular effort to stay in the pose. Draw the shoulder blades towards each other. Draw the shoulders back as though grazing an imaginary wall behind you. And then stretch out with the arms so that you're not feeling it so much in the shoulders. You're strengthening the back muscles. Straighten the front leg. Take the right hand down. Turn your left palm to the sky. Inhale, trace your fingertips along the ceiling towards the wall behind you as you slide the right hand down the back of the leg, any amount. Come back up through center. Take triangle pose, hinge to your left. Bring the right arm up. It may be the opposite for you, depending on which foot you stepped back. If you wanted to modify triangle pose, you could have the hand all the way up the leg here, the other hand to your hip. You don't have to lift the arm up. Turn your chest to face forward. That openness through the body and the heart center is what we're looking for. Then breathe in, come all the way up. On your exhale, take the hands to the hips. Shorten your stance. Turn to face the top of the mat. And step forward. Inhale, reach the arms up, take opposite hand to elbow. Exhale, hinge to your right. A small amount to the right. Draw your front ribs back, draw the hips forward. The thing is, you could take the most advanced class and bring it down to a level that's accessible to you. Accessible and enjoyable. Come back to center, inhale, and exhale to the left. There's enough things in your daily life that are less than enjoyable. So really, it's important to make your yoga practice something of a reprieve. Come back through center, bring your hands to your heart center, and you're at the top of the mat. We'll change sides, take a big step back with the left foot. That's what it is for me. You're stepping the opposite leg back and outstretch the arms. Again, the challenge is to align your front knee directly over the ankle. If you've done that, then you can establish a feeling of softness around the bones of the front leg. So you kind of just sink down from the hips through the legs, but the heart center lifts, shoulder blades draw towards each other. That feeling of pride, maybe see where your concept might fit into the practice. Squeeze the knee towards the baby toe, stretch out with the arms, which you could always take hands to the hips. Take one more breath. And finally, straighten the front leg. Take the left hand down, turn your right palm up. Inhale, reach for the sky. Send the hips forward, slide the hand down the back of the left leg, any amount that you can. Breathe into the upper ribs. Inhale back to center and take triangle pose, reaching to the right. Bring the hand to the leg, stretch your left arm up, and remember that the modifications are right hand doesn't go as far down, left hand comes to the hip. That's the easiest way, really, to take the upper hand to the hip. Hang out there and breathe. Draw the hips forward, lean the upper body back. And breathe. Press into the feet, take an inhale, come on up. Hands to the hips, shorten your stance, toe heel the back foot in. Turn to face the top of the mat and step forward. Whoop. Hands to the heart center. Inhale, circle the arms up overhead. Press the palms together, look up. Exhale and fold over the legs all the way down. Look at the wall behind you, lengthen through the neck. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, fold forward again. Do that once more. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold forward. Bring your hands to your low back. Fingers point down towards the floor, ground down through the feet. Take an inhale. And exhale. Return to center. And of course, we shall practice tree pose. I'll move to the side of the beautiful maple leaf as we practice maple tree pose. So lift and spread the right toes. Bring the left foot up anywhere along that leg. Keep it nice and low if you're feeling tired or if balance is a little shaky this morning. And focus the gaze, but establish a bit of a soft gaze. You can be both single pointed and soft. Look for that balance. Relax the shoulders. Draw the knee back. Sink into the standing foot. Grow roots beneath the foot. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. And exhale to release. Lift and spread the left toes. Take the right foot up anywhere along the leg, even keeping the toes to the floor if you like. Think of a maple tree. Grow roots beneath the standing foot. If you think about a tree, it's really that base of support where you find all of the strength, the foundation. Then the branches, the arms, when you inhale, stretch the arms up overhead, you get a little bit more fluidity and softness there. And lower the arms down, point the knee forward, step to the top of the mat if you're not. And stretch the arms all the way up overhead. Press your palms together, look up. Exhale, fold forward over the legs, come all the way down and lift halfway up. Come all the way down, exhale, and halfway up. Step back, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here, but if you would like to, take it down a notch. Lower your knees to the floor, come into a child's pose or tabletop, both good options. Then bring your knees to the earth, send your hips back towards your heels. Balasana, child's pose. You can walk the hands forward, hook your fingerprints into the floor, drag the arms forward. Create space through the side body. It's easy enough to feel a stretch in through the shoulders here, but draw up out of the waist. Lengthen beneath the rib cage. Draw the chest further and further forward while anchoring the hips back. And take one more deep breath. Bring your hands in under your shoulders, press into the palms, lift the head up, come all the way up, swing your legs to the side, bring the soles of the feet together, Baddha Konasana. And you can take your feet slightly forward, create a diamond shape on the insides of the legs. Here you could use a strap if you wish to loop around the feet and use that connection to draw the chest forward. If your elbows connect with the legs, use them to just encourage the knees towards the floor, not press them down, but with every exhale, feel that softening. The gentle pull of gravity will draw the knees towards the earth. Use your mind's eye to consider if your face, the eyes, your chin, the nose is leading the pose. It can help sometimes to close the eyes, bring your awareness instead to the sternum, the space between the collarbones. Imagine there's a string attached to the sternum, gently drawing the heart center forward, but not only that, allowing the head to soften and recede slightly back. Although the eyes are closed, there's a softness in the face and the jaw. We'll take 2 more deep breaths. Walk your way up through center with the left hand. Lift the left knee up. Swing the leg back. Take the left knee into the arch of the right foot. Turn slightly left. Just use the fingertips. Rotate yourself a little bit to the left and start to walk your way forward any amount that you can. If this feels a little bit funky in the hip, then just angle yourself more over that front shin. You can walk the hands forward or you can stay lifting upright a touch, whereas the latter will bring a bit more stretch through the hips, through the length of the spine. The former enables you to keep the chest lifted. And here, feeling of drawing the chest forward again. So 2 different options, both good options. You can't go wrong. Take 1 more full breath. And walk back up through center. Return to Baddha Konasana. So you're swinging that leg around again. Take the soles of the feet together again. Marry the outer edges of the feet together. Hold on to the ankles, shins, or even the knees. Let the face soften back. Draw the sternum forward without any goal in mind, just a lengthening forward, deep breathing, creating space and freedom around the major joints, through the hips, the knees, even through the ankles. You can have a calm mind, maybe, but without freedom in the body, it's quite challenging. All your awareness goes to that site of irritability or pain, as you know, and take the hands to the legs, press into your legs, lift up, lift the right knee up, swing the right leg back, bring the knee into the arch of the foot, turn slightly to the right. If there's any funky sensation there in the right hip, then angle yourself more towards direct alignment over the front shin, and either stay lifting up or start to walk your way forward. Either widening the collarbones, creating a little spinal extension, a baby back bend, or walk forward, allowing the spine to round and feel a stretch that is spinal flexion. And take 3 deep breaths. And walk back up through center. Swing the right foot around, take the soles of the feet together last time, marry the outer edges, hold on to the ankles, shins or knees, start to bend the elbows, draw the chest forward. Use the arms to encourage the knees closer to the floor with every breath out. Soften the face. Call to mind the concept that comes to mind when you think of Canada, the first word, if you were to describe the nature of our country, what would that word be? And can you establish a feeling that encapsulates the word beyond vocabulary? And bring your hands to your shins, push into the legs, lift up, bring the knees together, wrap your arms around your legs, draw the chin to the chest, and give yourself a squeeze. From the top of the mat with your knees bent, arms alongside of the body. Option 1, if you don't want to work as hard, bring the hands behind the thighs. Hold on to the legs that way as you roll down. And if you're looking to bring some more strength through the core, stretch the arms forward, draw the chin to the chest, and lower vertebra by vertebra. I don't think anybody is unfamiliar with these spinal roll downs. Keep stretching forward with the arms, pressing the feet into the mat, sending the tailbone towards the heels. You could always bring your forearms to the floor and ease your way down if you wished. But we will all end up lying on the mat. Straighten your left leg out, bring the right leg in, and interlace your hands around the shin or in behind the thigh. Left toes point straight up towards the sky. But you can point the toes, draw them upwards towards the sky, changing the group of muscles that you are awakening in this movement, just as we did from all 4 at the start of the practice. And let your left toes drop out to the side. Let the left thigh roll outwards, so your left toes point towards the left side wall. And as the toes release to the left, keep drawing the right thigh inwards. Maybe close the eyes, winding down. And every once in a while, bring your awareness back to the left thigh, the upper inner groin. Feel the thigh releasing outwards, the right thigh drawing inwards. And if you wish, small circles on the ceiling with the knee. As you're doing that, you can think of wearing a scuba suit or skinny jeans, if that happens to be your thing. So you're sucking the belly in, stabilizing the pelvis so you're not rocking too far side to side. And take your right foot to the floor, lift your left toes up, draw the left leg in, slide the right foot forward. Take a couple of breaths here. Point the toes, press through the heel. And what I hadn't thought of before in thinking of this theme for today's class, strong, calm, and free. These are the ingredients for yoga, the equation that you need in order to experience freedom. Strong body and a calm mind equal freedom, joyfulness, happiness. And let the right toes drop out to the right. Feel your right thigh rolling outwards to the sides. Keep drawing the left leg in. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. So we use the physical postures, the yoga asanas and the physical practice that you attend during the week. We use these to maintain mobility in the body in order that we can feel a calm state of mind. And you can make circles on the ceiling with the knee. Change the direction, because the yogis struggled with the same things that we do today, the concerns of finding food, feeding the family, inner peace, joy, what is the purpose and the meaning of life, which is how they established the scientific practice of yoga. And bring the right leg in to meet the left. Wrap the arms around the legs. Pull the shins downwards into the thighs. Pull the thighs downwards into your torso. Pull the backs of the arms downwards into the floor. Neutralize the spine. Lower your feet to the mat. Straighten the left leg all the way out again. Reach your right arm out to the side, palm facing down. Use your left hand and guide the knee to the left into a spinal twist. Untuck the left shoulder blade, broaden across your back. The right palm faces up. You could bend the right elbow, bring a stretch in through front of the shoulder and into the chest. Try to drop the right elbow, the right wrist, all the way down to the floor, and feel the right shoulder roll outwards and relax. That same action of rotating the thigh outwards in the practice that we just did. Shoulder rolling out, broaden across the chest, breathe deeply into the right rib cage. Flexibility of the muscles between the ribs. And come back to center. Press into the right foot, shift your hips to the left, bring the left leg in, and straighten the right leg out. Stretch your left arm out, palm facing down. Use the right hand, guide the knee over to the right into your spinal twist. Untuck the right shoulder blade and broaden across your chest. Then turn your left palm to face up. Let the left shoulder, left elbow, left wrist release towards the floor. Feel that external rotation through the left shoulder. You can access this by ensuring that the elbow rests down on the mat. And then take your awareness to the left rib cage. The weight of the hand on your knee. Long, smooth, deep, and even. Breathing. Come back to center. Press into the left foot, shift your hips slightly to the right. Draw the right leg in, left leg straight. Bring the left leg back in, arms down alongside of the body, soles of your feet to the sky. This will be our Shavasana since we go into a meditation right after this. It's not comfortable for everybody. However, particularly people who have tight hamstrings. If that is the case for you, then you could rest your heels on a chair, have your low back on the floor, rest the feet on a couch, or simply take your feet to the floor, drop the knees in towards each other, close the eyes, and surrender to gravity. Bring the hands to rest in the most comfortable position for you, whether that's hands on your thighs or alongside of you. Feel the blood flow from the feet towards the heart. And perhaps call to mind a little bit of gratitude for your feet. That incredibly complex structure and means of communicating the surface of the ground beneath you upwards to the brain so that the brain can respond by allowing you more malleability in the feet for a less sturdy foundation, greater sturdiness for a flatter foundation. So feeling happy about this structure that brings you from point A to point B. And then let go. With the eyes closed, release your gaze towards the heart center. You could be in classic Shavasana too, legs straight if you wish. Then scan your body, right from the tips of the toes to the crown of the head and back again, looking to find any places that might benefit from a little extra awareness, a little directed deep breathing. Then set all of that aside. Without changing your breath, just notice the depth, the rhythm, the balance, without changing any of the above. Allow your mind to rest on the movement of the breath, and we'll take just 3 more deep breaths here. 3 to 5, let's say. Bend your knees, wrap the arms around the legs. Give yourself a hug. And reach your left arm overhead, turn onto your left side, a fetal-like position. And take 2 breaths here, allowing for that transition between the yoga practice and coming back into your day. Press into the right hand, lift yourself up. with as little disruption as possible, come into a posture that you would take for meditation, which can be any posture that has your spine erect, where you can sit nice and tall, use any props that you need. That includes sitting on a chair or the couch. If absolutely necessary, that includes lying down even. Less ideal because that makes it more tempting to fall asleep. Settling into Sukhasana, sitting cross-legged. Root down through the sitting bones, lift up out of the side waist, lift up out of the pelvis. Broaden the collarbones, lift the sternum. Visualize peace fingers on the chin, gently guiding your chin back to align the ears over the shoulders. Positions for the hands might be palms facing up, palms facing down, hands in the lap. Whatever is least distracting. And moving into that meditative component of your practice. You might tie everything together by recalling the concept, the intention, the word, the symbol for Canada, and just wrap your mind and heart around the essence of that word. Or, and this might be an interesting exercise, revisit O Canada as a mantra without the accompanying tune, just the words. So I found it quite interesting that I couldn't think of the words without the tune. So it was a real exercise in, I guess that would be memorization, recall. Or just sit in stillness. Carry on with a breath-focused awareness. Reminding yourself that this is not an easy practice for anyone. You are not alone in finding it difficult to calm the mind. That's why we call it a practice. If the mind drifts away, gently take your awareness back again and again to your inhale, to your exhale, to your mantra, your conceptual point of focus. If you cannot find a comfortable position, straighten the legs. or come lying onto your mat. Six minutes to go. Remind yourself that you have carved out this time and commit. One and a half more minutes. If you can, come back to the practice, even if you're focusing the mind on a 4-second breath in and a 4-second breath out. Bring the palms of the hands together, rub the hands, generate some heat. Take the heel of the hand to your eyes and just gently, gently connect hands to eyes and draw the hands slowly away from your face. Bring the palms to meet at the heart center. Call to mind the concept that you had, the intention that you set, or the theme of the class. Strong body, calm mind. Overall sense of gratitude for the freedom that we enjoy in Canada today, and we'll seal our practice with the sound of Om. Take a deep breath in. Namaste.